Hope everybody's doing good, focused on motivation and progression in their life. I just want to talk a little bit about internal motivation and how necessary it is for you to become aware of this perpetual, never-ending force within you that you really need to come to the realization of. I mean, the only reason ultimately people become successful is because of the fact that they become aware of it and they know how to utilize this internal motivation to their advantage. I mean, most people become a product of their environment simply because they are unaware that they could simply motivate and inspire themselves by this energy, this never-ending perpetual force, this fuel that just continues to drive those who are successful to further accomplishment. So the ultimate goal is really to find out where that energy comes from. How do you use it? How do you transfer that energy into changing your perspective in life, into fueling your actions towards advancement and progression, to changing who you are, to become a better person, a better individual? The ultimate goal is to find out about yourself and how you utilize that, because everybody is different. Nobody uses their internal energy in the same manner. I mean, one man may be successful and, used it in their own way, and then another person be successful and they use it in another completely different way. So really you have to identify within yourself how exactly you are to pull this internal energy out of you and use it to change your life for the better, to become better, to find yourself 20 years later in a better place. I mean, for my example, and it doesn't have to be 20 years, it could be 5, 10, it could be 5 weeks from now, It all depends on your goals and what your goals are, and specific to you, how much you apply it to your life. But for me, it may not work for you, as I mentioned, but I operate out of some fear of not becoming what I intended to become, because time is of the essence. Time isn't forever, and as you should know, 20 years later, if you don't become what you desired to become, that 20 years you can't get that back. You can't get that back. So that scares me. That scares me, knowing that I could be 20 years later in the same spot or not far from it, and come to a realization that I just completely threw away, burned up 20 years of my life, and didn't accomplish what 20 years ago I said I would accomplish. How would I feel? How would my family feel? How would the people who believed in me feel? That fear drives me to reevaluate my situation, to see exactly how I can move the pieces on my board, my life, this game, and how I can be a winner, how I can win. So how do you pull that energy from within you? How do you utilize it? And how do you personally transfer that energy into actions in your life, into changing your perspective of life, into creating motivation and inspiration and being self-sufficient on that? You're not someone who is a product of their environment, who waits for inspiration to find them, for motivation to find them. You don't wait for anything, really. You simply decide how you're going to feel, what you're going to do, and you walk around life with your chest out, your head high, knowing that no matter what you set out to do, you're going to achieve it. There's an eternal, never-dying, unending, perpetual force within every single one of us. And life's ultimate goal is simply to find out how to utilize that, how to take that energy and apply it to everything you desire in your life, everything you desire to become, every piece of development that you desire to achieve, every bit of success that you want in your life is all dependent on how well you find out how to utilize your eternal energy. Because without it, honestly, you're not going to have enough push, drive, motivation, inspiration, dedication, discipline to become what you set out to become. So honestly, that's the biggest thing you should do. Think about how to utilize your internal energy. If you don't already know it's there, you should first find and believe and that you have this power within you. Because if you don't believe it, there's really no point in even finding how to utilize it. So believe that you have everything you need already within you. And then find out how to apply it to your dreams, apply it to your life, your relationships, your goals. Think about it.